Someone can ask, okay, this question. Why do you divide the alam and the universe as such into jawahir and arad, into substances and accidents? We reply by saying that these are rationally the two parts of the universe. Aqlan, these are the two parts of the universe. Bring us something else the universe is made up of, if not substances and accidents. Okay? A philosopher can respond. A falsafi, the Falsafah may respond by saying that they don't believe in jawhar. Remember, the minutest form of a jawhar, this thing which is qaim bi nafsihi, the minutest form of it is al-juz಼ alladhī lā yatajazzaء, is a particle that cannot be further divided, an indivisible atom. Okay, so the philosophers reject juz಼ alladhī lā yatajazzaء, okay, the minutest form of the jawhar. They reject this. They believe in hylomorphism. They believe in the concept of hayula instead. So now they may say that we don't necessarily believe in juz alladhī lā yatajazzaء. The ithbātul huyula, establishing the huyula, believing in the huyula, which is done by philosophers. This ithbātul huyula, the believing or the establishing of the huyula, okay, leads them to go on to prove that the universe is eternal and not hadith. So therefore, the books of Ilmul Kalam are filled with establishing juz alladhī lā yatajazzaء, the indivisible atom, the minutest form of the jawhar, and disproving the hayula. So the ulama will disprove the hayula because the hayula is essentially used by the hukama, by the falasifa, to go on to establish qidamul alam, the eternal nature of the universe. So hence why even hikmah is needed to engage in kalam. Kalam is mawquf, reliant on understanding hikmah. Okay, and this is why, inshallah azza wa jal, later on in the year I mentioned that after Ramadan we will be releasing the Kubra of Mir Sayyid Jurjani for students to engage in a primer in logic by a master of logic and a muhakkik in kalam. And inshallah azza wa jal, later on in the year we will be releasing Hidayatul Hikmah, which is an early work in peripatetic philosophy taught here inshallah at Khairabadi Institute. Alongside that, we found that the reliance of hikmah, okay, on understanding concepts of kalam is such that we recently also at Khairabadi Institute have just concluded a podcast, nearly 3-hour podcast on philosophy in the Muslim world, inshallah, which will be released very soon, inshallah azza wa jal. But just because this bahath goes into a lot of detail, we're going to go into the books of hikmah now to understand this concept, and then the ulama mutakallimin, how they respond to this and the different discussions related to it. But for this at this point over here, at this juncture, I'll just leave you with one dalīl naqlī. Okay, one dalīl naqlī, one transmitted evidence for the existence of juz alladhī lā yatajazzaء, the indivisible atom. Okay, and then once the minutest form of the jawhar is established, the jawhar is established, okay, as the being a part from the parts of the universe along with the arad, and then the jawhar and the arad are hadis, the alam is hadis, our da'wah is mudallal. So this actually dalīl naqlī that I'm going to mention is mentioned by Imām Aḥmad Riḍā, who was a Māturīdī scholar from the period of taḥqīq. So he has this very famous work, al-Kalimah al-Mulhimah fil hikmah al-Muḥkamah li-Wahāʻ al-Falsafah al-Mushaʻّimah. Okay, so in this work he presents a number of dalīl, aqliyya and naqliyya, for establishing the juz alladhī lā yatajazzaء and disproving the hayula, right? So he presents an ayat of the Quran. He says, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا هَلْ نَدُلُّكُمْ عَلَى رَجُلٍ يُنَبِّئُكُمْ إِذَا مُزِّقْتُمْ كُلَّ مُمَزَّقٍ إِنَّكُمْ لَفِي خَلْقٍ جَدِيدٍ. Okay, so he says, the verse of the Quran I translate for you over here, and the disbelievers said to each other, shall we tell you of a man who will inform you that when you have disintegrated into the absolute tiniest of particles, إِذَا مُزِّقْتُمْ كُلَّ مُمَزَّقٍ, okay, when you have disintegrated into the absolute tiniest of particles, so then you are to be created anew. Should we tell you about someone like this? Okay, they're referring to the Prophet Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now, مُزِّقْتُمْ كُلَّ مُمَزَّقٍ. Okay, and especially in this verse, kulla mumazzaq. Okay, the tafsir of this ayat that Imām Aḥmad Riḍā gives, he says, لأن الله تعالى مزق أجسادهم. Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala disintegrated their bodies بكل تقسيم ممكن. He disintegrated their bodies with every mumkin type of taqseem. So every taqseem mumkin, every disintegration, mumkin disintegration or division, Allah Ta'ala did that to the bodies of the to the ajsad. Now when this taqseem mumkin of the ajsad has taken place, فَلَا يَبْقَى إِلَّا الْجُزْء الَّذِي لَا يَتَجَزَّأ. Nothing remains except for a juz which cannot be further divided. فَالْجُزْء الَّذِي لَا يَتَجَزَّأُ ثَابِتٌ. Therefore juz which cannot be further divided, and the indivisible atom is thabitun. And then he gives other dalīl aqliyah as well in relation to this.